and that resource should be allocated to the P2 process. So what happened when first function is we should stop the P1. Second function, save the status of the P1 up to which part the P1 complete the task. Third part, release the resource that is the hold by P1. That suppose the name of the resource is the R1. The R1 resource should be released from the P1, and that R1 resource should be allocated to the process P2. So there are the four functions here. So when the switching happened, when the one person using that resource, the another person is the in an ideal condition or waiting state. But when switching is happening, that time the system does not work anything. Means both processes are in the ideal state. So it decreases the improvement of the process. मैं क्लास में हूँ, मैं थोड़ी देर में कॉल कर. Okay. So that is the main issue. Okay, my dear. So when the switching happen, that time both processes are in the ideal state, or when P1 is executing, then P2 in the ideal state. When the P1 is executing, P2 is executing, then P1 is in the ideal state. But when the switching is happening between the two processes, the system does not work anything. Means both process P1 and P2 both are in a ideal state. Due to this situation, the efficiency of our system is reduced, or we can say that this situation lead to reduce the efficiency of our system. In a uniprocess, this headache is the very less, but when we use the multi-process system, then multiple set of registers exist, then more switching is required, then it arises a big problem. Okay, so to avoid this problem, under this situation, a new concept is generated that is called thread. A new concept that is called as a thread. This new situation or this new concept we use to overcome this problem. That new concept is known as the thread. Actually, thread represents a software approach to improving the performance of the operating system by reducing the overhead of the process switching. Again, I am telling to you, thread actually represents a software approach that improves the performance of operating system by reducing the overhead of the process switching. Because if the switching of process is reduced, then our performance of the system should be increased or will be increased. Okay, so thread has some character of the process, but it is possible to have the several threads sharing the same memory space. What is the main specialty of the thread? The several threads share the same memory space, but in the process, every single process share the single memory space. But in the thread, the several threads can share the same memory space. So that sometime thread also called lightweight process. Sometime it also called lightweight process. My dear, if you say the definition only a thread is a lightweight process, then it is not complete. You should say the thread sometime called a lightweight process with a reduced state. With a reduced state. Okay. And thread is also basic unit of the CPU utilization. That is the funda of the thread. If you have any query, you can ask. Then we go for what's the benefit of the thread and types of the thread. Okay, single thread, multiple thread, which have the benefit. Then we discuss the kernel level thread and user level thread. Okay, my dear.
Okay, sir.
Please ask my dear if you have any query.
No queries, sir.
Okay. Any others? Gargi, Ram, Oasis, and Panja. Any query? Shomita Panja.
Yes, sir. No queries, sir.
Thank you, my dear. If anytime you feel any query, you can ask to me anytime.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, what is the single thread and multiple thread? Any idea? No. Okay. So as per the name of the single thread and multi-thread thread, you know that in the single thread only one thread will be available, and in multiple thread more than one thread is available. So what's the difference and why we discuss the multi-threading? Okay. So when in the system with the thread, if there is only one process with one thread, then it is called the single thread, or sometimes it is also called, it is equivalent to the classical process. Means each thread always belongs to the only one process and no thread can exit outside a process. These are the concept of the single thread. So before going to the multiple thread, I want to throw an example. Suppose many software packages that run on the modern desktop and PCs are the multi-threaded. Why, my dear? Why we are calling that? Any idea? Many software packages that run on the modern desktop to PC are the multi-threaded. Then what happened? An application is implemented like the application program is implemented as a separate process with the several thread of the control. Suppose web browser. Using the web browser, If it might have the one thread to display the image over text while other threads retrieve the data from the network. So these are the concept of the multi-thread. Okay. Suppose we are scanning the OR code. What happened? So one process, first of all, catching the picture, second process decoding that picture, and third process try to retrieve the data against that OR code. Yeah, barcode, when we are going to purchase something, they just scan the barcode and get the prices of that item. There also it work as a multi-thread because several action are taken by the several process. So what are the benefit of the multi-threading? My dear, there are the some mainly six benefit of the multi-threading. First will be responsive, means they require the very less time to respond to anyone. Low overhead, second, speed up, third, efficient communication is the fourth, resource sharing is the fifth, and utilization in a multi-process system is the sixth. So what are the benefits? Responsive first, low overhead, speed up, efficient communication, resource sharing, and utilization in multi-process system. Okay. So these are 6 points or 6 main benefit in the multi-threading. So if you want to know about the responsive, low overhead, speed up, efficient communication, resource sharing, and utilization in multi-process system. If you want to know in details, please tell me. I will explain in this detail. If you say no, sir, I know, then I will move for the next topic. Please reply from your side.
Sir, please explain.
Good. Always should ask to explain, because if you don't know in details, then very difficult to create the concept. The first point I told you, the responsive. What is the general meaning of the responsive?
To respond to something.
Something means quick response. Means an interactive application program of multi-threading allow a program to run if a part of its block or it is performing a lengthy operation. That is, it reduces the overhead and increase the responsive of the user. Means suppose a process, whenever we write the program, then this program is converted into the process, and it may be in program or in the process there are the several tasks that should be performed. Okay. So the application program of multi-threading that allow a program to run even if one part of that program is blocked or one part of the program or process is performing a lengthy operation. That time also that is, it also reduce the overhead. When it reduce the overhead, then it increase the more responsive, because as I get the early response, I will start the early work and I will complete the early. So if you're more responsive, means it reduce the overhead because you are always busy with some work. Okay, low overhead. What is the overhead? The trade state consists only the state of computation, resource, application state, and communication state. Okay, that is not a part of the trade state, but it deal to loss switching overhead. Let's speed up. If your overhead will be low and your response will be high, then automatically the speed of the performance will be always high. Efficient communication. So as you know, the system is very responsive. It have the very low overhead and more speed means our communication is more efficient. Means the relationship between the resource and process is high. That's why the thread of the process can communicate with one another through the share address. Threads of the process can communicate with the another through the shared address space. Why they are using the shared address space? Because today is the also concern of the security, or you can say the same data space. If I use the same data space, then we does not need the another space. So it also reduce the overhead. Next is the resource sharing. As you share the resource between two or more. If I use the resources, then also we will be get the benefit because it increase the speed. So by default, threads share the memory and resource of the process to which they belong. The benefit of this code sharing allow a application have several different thread activity all within the same memory space. Utilization, you know what is the utilization? The mainly benefit of the multi-threading can be generally it increase in a multi-process architecture where each thread may be running in a parallel on the different process. Any question, my dear, regarding the benefit of the thread? I will be provide you the notes, PPT, everything. Right now, I am just discussing the theory part. Tell me, my dear, any question? Then I will be go for the different types of the thread. There are mainly three types: kernel level, user level, and hybrid thread. Please tell. Please. Either you ask me the question or please reply. Devaprita,
Yes, sir.
please tell me, dear.
So no question.
Yes. 1 minute. Okay, so there are three types of the thread: kernel level thread, user level thread, and hybrid thread. So what is the kernel level thread? What I am telling, I will be provide the PPT. Don't worry. First, I try to draw the concept of the thread. Okay. So what is the kernel level thread? Kernel level thread actually implemented by the kernel of the operating system. Okay. So as it is created by the kernel, that's why creation and termination of the kernel level thread and checking their status is performed through the system call. Again, I am telling to you, kernel level thread is implemented by the kernel. That's why creation and termination of the kernel level thread and checking their status is performed through the system call. Through the system call. Okay. And when a process make a create thread system call, then the kernel assign an ID to it and allocate a thread control block. What is a thread control block, my dear? Have you heard the name? Have you heard the name of the PCB?
Yes, sir. Process control block.
This is also thread control block because the thread also occupy the maximum characteristics of the process. So actually TCB contains a pointer to the PCB of a process. When an event occurred, then kernel saved the CPU state of interrupted thread in a TCB. And after event handling, scheduler consider the TCB of all thread and select one ready thread. Okay, so dispatcher use the PCB pointer in a TCB to check if the selected thread belongs to the different process than the interrupted thread. So this is the concept of the TCB. So what are the advantage of the kernel level thread and what are the disadvantage of the kernel level thread? My dear, as I told you, the kernel level thread is like a process expected that with a smaller amount of the state information, means with a reduced state. So what happens similarly like the process and thread is the convenient for the programmer, but in multi-process system kernel level threaded provide the parallelism, means parallelly we can do multiple tasks, means several threads belonging to the process can be scheduled simultaneously, which is not possible in the user level. Means first general concept is in the user level parallelly or simultaneously concept is not possible, but in the kernel level we can process parallelly, means more than one thread we can execute parallelly at the same time, but this is not possible in the user level. As in the kernel level we provide the parallelly execution, then our output or it provide the better computation speed, means the speed of the computation in the kernel level thread will be high compared to the user level. So from the advantage I can understand the difference between the user level thread and kernel level thread. First, kernel level thread speed of the computation is the high, but in a user level thread computation of the performance or speed is low compared to the kernel level. First. Second, in a kernel level thread, we are able to execute simultaneously more than one process. Means there is a concept of the parallelism, but there is no concept of the parallelism in the user level thread. Okay, so from advantage we are able to draw two difference between the kernel level thread and user level thread. Now, what are the disadvantage of the kernel level threads? The main disadvantage, my dear, as we know, the handling thread like a process had also some disadvantage. Actually, switching between the thread is performed by the kernel in kernel level thread. Switching between the threads is performed by the kernel as a real event of the handle. So hence what happened? It insecure the overhead of the event handling. If the interrupted thread and selected thread belong to the same process, this feature limits the saving in switching overhead. So in kernel level, actually we can say the simply in kernel level overhead is increased. There is a more overhead in a kernel level thread compared to the user level thread. Okay. If I go for the user level thread, the actually user level thread is implemented by the thread library. Okay, that is linked to the code of the process. If library set up the thread implementation arrangement without using the kernel, then interleaves operation of the thread in the process. Thus, the kernel is not aware the presence of the user level thread because the user level thread is handled by the thread library. That's why there is no information with the kernel. So which user level thread are currently present, that information is not available to the kernel. Then what happened, my dear? Then if user level thread want to block or stop, then it may be happen the parent thread may be blocked or maybe happen something, then other thread will be not allowed to work. So that is the concept of the user level thread. They have some advantage and disadvantage also, my dear. So actually, since the thread is implemented by the library thread or thread library, so switching over it very small compared to the kernel level thread. That was the drawback of the kernel level thread, that in the kernel level thread switching overhead is the high, but in the user level thread the switching overhead is smaller than the kernel level thread, and this arrangement enables each process to use the scheduling policy that is the best to it. So we can say that a process implementing the real-time application may use the priority scheduling of the thread or round-robin thread. So what is the advantage? First advantage is the switching overhead is less here with compared to the kernel level thread, and here we use the scheduling policy that may be priority scheduling processing or round robin. Okay, so this is the advantage of the user level thread. But as I told you, there is some disadvantage. Actually, kernel does not know the presence of the user level thread, and if a process or if a thread want to be blocked, then kernel will be block the parent process. Then what happen? Then all thread of the process get blocked until the blocking is removed. That is the main drawback of the user level thread. Okay, and second, the kernel schedule a process, the thread library schedule the thread within a process. Again, kernel level thread schedule the process, but user level thread process within the thread. Again, kernel schedule a process and library thread schedule the thread within the process. So at most one of the thread of a process is in the operation anytime. Thus the user level thread cannot provide the, I already told you, parallel simultaneous concept. Are there any question between the advantage and disadvantage? Anyone, my dear, you can ask any question. Don't worry. Hello, you can ask, my dear. If you want, I will be again reply to you. My dear, last is the hybrid thread. Actually, hybrid thread follow the both user level thread and kernel level thread. Actually, in the hybrid thread, we follow the relationship. In the DBMS, are you study the DBMS? One to one, one to many, many to one, many to many. You know this concept? Are you know this concept?
Yes, sir.
So here also in the hybrid thread, actually association will be happen with a many to one association, next one to one, and another is the many to many. So what happened in a many to one means in this method a single kernel level thread is created in each process by the kernel, and all user level thread created by the library thread and associated with the single kernel level thread means there may many to one association means there is only one kernel level thread and there are more than one user level thread, and all user level thread should be associated with one kernel level thread. That is the concept of many to one. Many means there are many user and one kernel level thread, and every user level thread are connected with the only one kernel level thread. Okay. Second, one-to-one. One-to-one means one user level, one kernel level. And one user level thread should be associated with one kernel level thread. And their association between happen only one to one. And many to many means many kernel level thread and many user level thread. And many kernel level thread attached with the many user level thread. This is the main funda of the thread and nothing else. If you have any query, you can ask to me. Because next day I will be discuss either say synchronization or data. Okay. Everyone know na the classes are the offline classes is the opening. So your exam will be offline, not online. So please
Sir,
start. Yeah, tell
sir,
me.
classes are reopening from 16, sir. Is it confirmed?
We have no information really, my dear. When I get the information officially, then I able to inform. But by 1st December, I hope offline may be started.
Okay.